I want to drift towards. We spoke about it during the watch along, but the TV broadcast and not only the graphics but the brand new commentary
Oh,
lineup. Let's start off. Start off with the commentary lineup first,
bear in mind
because the
we've
graphics
already
are questionable.
we've already been live for 54 minutes, so this is gonna be another 54 minutes. Um, boy, oh boy,
This segment will be 54 minutes.
where do we begin?
Let's start off with the Let's start off with the commentary. I reckon. All right. Let's start
Okay.
off with the TV crew. Obviously, it's the first weekend we've heard Nail On with Tanda in the commentary box, with Courtney and Frosty each day, which I thought that was quite cool to have all three of them together. And then we had Jess Yates and then Frosty and JC in the pit lane with Molly Taylor and Rihanna Korean and Mark Larkham. So, Alex, why don't I'll let you go first with your initial thoughts.
Well, what I first want to say is that it's only round one. Let these people develop into their roles. That's all I'm going to say. And I'm not going to say they're going to be good, like better than Crompo and Scafie were. But just give them a chance, because everyone on Facebook was very strong opinionated. Anyway, I think Tanda was great. I'm not the biggest fan of, like, if you had to ask me Chad Nailon, Nolte, or Crail, I wouldn't put Chad Nailon. I think he's better as a reporter than a commentator, personally. I think he's really good at being a reporter. But I would have Nolte as my number one option, 100%. And then probably Crail second, and then Chad would be my third option. Now, we heard Nolte during the support categories. I found it weird. JC and Winterbottom were the third commentator, which we never had before, which you pointed out you quite liked. However, it was very jokey, especially with JC, as Bryce has written here. He was, I can't say that part, but he was very happy about his old team. Which is fair, because they were unbelievably successful at Blanchard Racing without him, as Daniel's finally seen the comment. So I think that was a bit interesting. James Corney did a pretty good job. You could see he was quite quiet during the start of the weekend, and over time got a bit more comfortable. Mark Winterbottom was pretty decent. I thought he was pretty good. I actually preferred him as that third commentator than JC. Daniel, I've been ranting on, so your turn.
I agree. JC was a bit too jokey, I do admit, but I want to see where he leads. Definitely have him as a pit lane reporter. I didn't like how he was in pit lane was pretty good. But yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing Craig Lowndes in the commentary booth instead of JC. That's something I would love to see.
Good shout.
Because we haven't seen him in the Supercars broadcast, so he would be a good addition. Because I do love the three commentators. I love that, and as Bryce mentioned earlier, Matt White also was in the broadcast.
I never heard him.
I know he's with Channel 7. Maybe you've never heard him.
No, I never heard him this weekend. No, this weekend.
Oh,
I didn't hear him once.
Mostly towards, not during the racing itself, but during like quiet periods. There were certain points of time. I was cooking dinner one night, the other night, and next minute I hear his voice, and I was like, "What?" And I teleported back to 2010, 2014. So there you go. So that was nice, and he doesn't age, honestly.
No, I heard his interview.
No,
I heard his interview with Piastri.
He was there Saturday though, Bryce. He was there Saturday because I remember. Yeah, he did that with Oscar as well.
Yeah.
But I'm saying commentary. Yeah, so I think they all did a good job considering. Chad Nailon, I quite like Chad. I have a lot of respect for him. I think he's fantastic as at reporting. I think give him some more time in the commentary booth though. But I do have to pick Nolte. He is my favourite out of the three. Definitely, I agree with you. Mm-hmm. For sure, and you know we hear him all the time in the high tech or super series and a lot of speedways across Australia. He's just got a really good talent for it. But yeah, maybe have Craig Lowndes in it. You know, that would be a nice addition to it. I think that will go really well because, of course, Lowndes commentates the 86 series and whatnot here and there every now and again.
Actually, this week he did.
Last season he did. Oh, Carrera Cup, didn't he? No,
Yeah,
he didn't
Carrera
this
Cup.
weekend.
No, Winterbottom did 86s, and Courtney did the Super 2. I don't know. Oh, Super Utes was the what's his name? Oh my god, having a blank. The ex Super Ute driver.
Alex tries to.
You know it. Yeah, Dontas. Yeah, Dontas.
Yeah,
there you go. Because Courtney loves.
He's really good.
Craig Dontas.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's really good.
Yeah, Craig's always
I like
good.
him a lot.
He's really down to earth too when you chat to him.
Quick shout out to Craig for another off-track reason as my camera goes blurry. When we were coming home from Perth, Daniel unfortunately wasn't with us, but Ivan and I bumped into him while checking in for our flight. We were on the same flight back to Adelaide, and he offered, couldn't get it done unfortunately because Qantas are a bit strict with their rules, but he offered to try and get us into the lounge. So he went up to the lounge desk and was like, "Hey, do I have any free passes? I've got all my credit cards here. What can I do for these boys?" And unfortunately, only one of us could go in, so we both said no. But it was nice. It was a nice. I said that to Ivan. I said, "You go in for half an hour. I'll go in for half an hour." He goes, "No, all good." So yeah, no. Quick shout out to Craig Dontas. He is an unbelievably great guy.
Because Ivan's raced with his brother as well, didn't he?
Yeah, Troy, I think
as well. So a great bunch of people. I've only met Craig a couple times, and he's always so welcoming.
Yeah, he's nice.
That's what I want to say.
But no, I think overall they did okay, but there's room to improve. I really
will see it as the year progresses.
I was one thing I really miss, and I think I'm going to get a lot of feedback in the comments for this, was I always used to look forward to Neil Crompton's first line of the year. So if you go watch back Supercar highlights from like the whole year's highlights in the first race and the first takeoff off the grid for the year, that's always the highlight, I think, of seeing the first race of the year. Just what line is Crompo going to produce? And to hear Chad Nailon do it, I was like, it
didn't hit the same.
It didn't. I didn't even hear. I don't think he even had a line, to be honest. I think he just said we're back or something. I'm like, that was pretty dull.
Yeah, I can't remember.
To be honest, actually, mine was on mute because I couldn't have it. I couldn't have it on. I couldn't have my broadcast on for copyright. But I think in this chat here with TikTok and our fans or viewers, I should say, we're all pretty similar on our thoughts and opinions with it. But I tell you what, some people on Facebook, holy crap, they were just ruthless.
They take it too far.
They're ruthless, man.
They have no. Nah, definitely. They're all in with their comments. This is probably the worst I've seen this weekend.
It was,
and it's not just commentators. To the point of it got to a point where someone was wondering, why is Jess Yates wearing that dress? Like, what's that got to do with anything to do with vehicles with wheels and engines?
No, that's
not what comes to mind when I think of supercars. So I think that was a bunch of fans that took it a bit too far there.
Oh, it was insane.
Speaking of things that went a little too far, let's talk about all the graphics and their glitches that happened way too soon.
Where do we begin? Which one? All right, put in your comments in the TikToks and YouTube. Hey, what's happened? Did I miss me?
No, I'm just wheel windscreen.
Yeah, what's your favorite? I think wheel windscreen's going to be the best. So if you don't know, we'll flash up a little. Daniel, if you want, flash up a little thing to show what we're talking about. I think there was. What were they trying to even show? I didn't even know what they were trying to show. Was it just the fact that Courtney was on screen? Were they trying to bring up his name?
I'll get it up right now. So
I don't know what they were trying to do.
It was meant to say James Courtney, obviously, as a host or something, but instead, and thanks to Apex Hunters United, it's Will Windscreen. And by the way, after the watch along yesterday, when I watched that, I legit was laughing for 5 minutes straight. Purely, not just because of Will Windscreen, but Scott Pye's reaction.
It was funny.
I'd lost it. But One thing I want to point out is Will Windscreen sounds like a Disney Pixar Cars character.
Yeah, it sounds like he
does,
should be
and
in
I
Cars 3 or Cars 4, with
So
the new one.
obviously Frosty was in Cars 2. Is James Courtney going to be in Cars 4
Is that his new
as Will
nickname?
Windscreen?
Will Windscreen.
Maybe.
You know what they should do?
There were quite a few glitches.
Although
go on.
it probably won't work because of Supercar glitches, but they should have like a kids version, like F1 do, and then just make nicknames up. So when
Don't give them more
when Will
opportunities
Davison
to
comes in the Enduro, you can call him Will Windscreen. There you go. Got Will Davison in a nickname. There was a few. So we're
I don't
coming
think
through.
Supercars will elevate.
Yeah, they can't.
They will
recover
never be
from
able to
that.
achieve what CF1's doing.
They can't recover that. There's a few comments coming in. Fluttery of comments. So the ones Bono's put in the names on the side on Friday was weird. Was that was broadcasted practice 1? I think.
I'm just trying to remember now.
I don't think it was broadcasted. I think there was a session before. I don't know. I can't remember. But they had the abbreviations.
There was one in testing that had everyone's names completely wrong.
That's probably what it was.
Mostert was for... Is that the one you're talking about? Where Mostert was in an SCT logistics car?
Yeah, so it was all broken. Then the abbreviated letters for everyone's name was just completely off.
Well, Bailey Hall in Super 2, he had HAB as his abbreviation.
I think
what they
were trying to do was first 2 letters start of their last name, and then the third letter was their first name initial. But it just looked like crap. It didn't work.
It didn't work.
A couple. I can't get the screenshots up, but there are some funny ones, man.
Like drive the last name. Everyone driving for
that is the worst one. No, that is the worst one. So they were trying to show. Yeah, they were trying. I got the screenshot up here. So. No, sorry. No, the Penrite one was race 2. At the end of race 3, they wanted to show
race 3. Yeah,
they wanted to show off the driver standings. I don't even know where to begin with this. There are so many errors on here; it's unbelievable. For starters, there are 2 heads on the part where they show 1 head. Everyone's name is driver last name. They have Mobile 1 TM Middies Racing as the team description. Everyone had 0 points. And to top it off, it said Super 2 Series at the top. It's a complete mess. And they literally had it on screen for about 2 or 3 seconds. And then like, oh shit. And then removed it. And then Chad Naylor, credit to him, he was very professional about it. Which actually one part of the commentary was good. That whenever they saw those fuck-ups, they were like... okay, just move on. They didn't mention it at all, which is good.
And I guess they praised the fact that they had NatSoft.
Yeah, literally
to at least read from.
Literally. So there was a fair few. Those were the 2 outs.
Actually,
those were the best ones.
Courtney, you're actually wrong because not only did he get a P1 and P2, he also got a P5 in that race.
But also, everyone was driver number 19.
So technically, he dominated the field by being everyone.
Yeah.
There you go. That was something. I'm still laughing at Will Windscreen. That's going to just crack me up.
Will Windscreen.
But definitely, first, I know the new graphics. I know we're all saying they're going to glitch. They didn't glitch this bad for the 12 hour. How come they glitched so badly this weekend?
Oh, also
one more. The worst I've ever seen their glitches.
One more thing, which we only kind of worked out during halfway through race 3 was the feed. They must have got a lot of feedback. At the start of the weekend, they had the sponsor name, or I guess that technically is their team name because they butcher those. Their team logo, which is essentially their sponsor, next to their abbreviated name, and everyone, especially after race 2 on Facebook, hated it. And you noticed in race 3 that they had the manufacturer color with their driver number next to their name for the most part of the race, which I prefer. So they did do one thing right.
It was so much better. Yeah. No, I agree. I agree, definitely. Is there another point you're adding?
No, that's it.
Okay. Overall, though, the graphics, what they're going for is cool.
It looks cool.
I like what I said it in the 12 hour. They did a really good job with the looks of it. It just needs to function.
Execution.
And unfortunately, it didn't function very well. Not even the shootout times appeared. Sometimes the replay graphic would appear as well. One thing Bryce pointed out during the watch-alongs as well, and I completely agree, is the lack of the live box that we have during replays. You know, last year we had a small box in the corner to show the live broadcast while we're seeing replays, because these replays went for a while.
Yeah, Bryce was very animated about
obviously, yeah, and rightfully so. And one thing he mentioned here too is the BP Ultimate cooldown cupboard, which was so funny to watch, especially race 3. No, was it race 2? Sorry, where Anton and Brody were together. That was funny to watch.
Do you reckon they watched our first 4 episodes and they had the idea of the BP Ultimate cooldown room and they couldn't work out the part after BP Ultimate and they watched our video and then thought...
Oh, they couldn't copy our title, could they?
They did.
Yeah,
BP Ultimate cooldown room. No, we said cupboard.
That's right.
Also,
but I think it's secretly called that.
I think there was another part. There was another touch up with the visual graphics, which was during all the qualifying and shootouts. You didn't know what the plus minus was. You saw it went green, purple, or yellow, but I didn't know by how much.
Yeah, but you didn't see the delta.
No, I had no idea by how much, which sucked.
No, that's a good point. We just saw if it's green or not. That's a good point.
Yeah, someone mentioned it
really good point.
Somewhere. I can't remember where, but yeah, it was disappointing to not know how far off, because there was a point where Kai Allen's shootout lap was literally 0.005 of a second behind Feeney, and we had no idea.
Yeah, and we didn't know that till the end.
Yeah, and even Golding's lap. Golding was a purple first sector, and we're like, oh my god, he's on. No idea by how much. Green second sector. Cool, he's in this, and then it was three tenths off in the last sector. I'm like, well, all right, cool. So that was disappointing. Oh, also,
yeah, it's just hopefully, yeah.
I think they fixed it, but there was a part in, I want to say, qualifying for race 2, the P next to the name for indicating if they were in the pit lane, that was off. It was bad. They were showing people were on in the pit lane, like half the grid, when they were all doing quality laps at the end.
Oh, I remember even in the race, because I thought that someone pitted.
Rylan Gray,
actually the other team. It was teammate.
Yeah, no, it was you said Kostecki. You said Kostecki, and it was Gray. Yeah, that was it.
Yeah, there you go.
Yep.